In this video I'm going to talk about our Kallyas main slider, the iOS slider, and if you want to see it, either go to the iOS homepage and you can see it here. You can slide manually. So this is the iOS slider. Now we also have another demo of it in the Orion homepage, where it has other styles. As you can see, the good looking thing about this slider is actually the fact that it's very easy to swipe between slides, and of course the captions. So I'm going to open homepage Orion. I'm going to edit this page with the page builder, and I'm going to access the settings for this element. Now it's a bit hard to reach the option bar, so I'm going to hide the header. Great. So let me walk you through the options. You can choose full screen mode. As you can see, it's full screen now. Full screen means full screen. Right now this is full width, so full screen most likely means full height. Good. So I'm going to switch back. You can specify the slider height. Now as you can see, this is the height of the slider is valued in percent, and that's because we followed the philosophy of this slider, but we're actually planning to change this to make the height in pixels and in breakpoints. We want to have a height for the desktop, a height for the tablets, a height for the smartphones. For the moment, this percent actually means the ratio of the width versus height. Now I won't get too much into this. Even I don't know this the exact formula, but you won't fail. Anything you add, you won't fail. Of course, 100% does not mean the full height of the window. No, it means 100% will mean this full width will be equalized to the bottom. So in this example I have a resolution of full HD, and it will basically create a kind of a square. So anyway, this is a default. The default is actually 39, but in this example it's 42. It's almost the three thirds of the sorry, 3/4 of the screen. Good. So then we have the autoplay. You can specify if you want to autoplay the slider. You can specify the transition speed, the distance between the slides, in milliseconds. Here it's 5 seconds. You can specify the slider navigation if you want. For example, these bullets right here are actually added in the version 4.0. If you want, you can change them, and there will be just some circles right here. Depends on your taste and which one you like. So then we have instead of bullets, thumbnails. You can have this drawer right here of the thumbnails. And that's about it for the general options. And then we have the styles option. You can add a fade effect to your slider. Let me just quickly save it. As you can see, it appears faded. Now a mask is selected for this slider, so if let me just disable the mask so you can understand better what I mean. As you can see, it's faded into the background color of the website, and if you change the background of, I don't know, of this section or the body background, you will have to choose that background manually from here. By default it's this dirty white color. Then we have the option for the fixed width slider. Now it's full width. I personally don't recommend using a fixed width. We had this option in previous versions, and we're trying to move on and recommend other sliders. For example, simple and classic, Nivo slider, the Wow sliders, or the 3D cute sliders. So the option is there, but we're trying to move on because we had we found some issues and is not quite okay. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will simply enable it. As you can see, this is the fixed width. And by fixed width means it will transform into a container size block. So I'm going to change it back. I personally love these full width sliders, so I'm just going to stick with them. You can choose the fixed position. Now by fixed position means that the slider will be positioned onto it will have a fixed position. Now let me just explain you. If you see, it's the slider will remain there in kind of like in the background. As you can see, this the content is scrolling over. Now this behavior is absolutely normal. You will have to change the background section for each column. Let me, I don't know, say this one. And you will have to do this for the rest of the sections too, because basically it's like a layer alignment. The slider is the bottommost, the back layer, while the content is more up front. And and as you can see, the slider will remain fixed while the content is scrolling. So then we have the I'm going to disable this. If you want to add a scrolling effect, this means when you're scrolling, let me just publish this and I will open into a normal window. As you can see, there's a scrolling parallax effect where the caption and the slider simply won't scroll directly onto the top. Let me just make another example, and you will notice the difference. Let me just set this to no. I will publish this and I'm going to open it. Now when I'm scrolling here, you can see the slider is scrolling normally without no effect, and here there's an easing effect. I don't know how to call it. Basically this stays in the center, and also the slider, and it's, as you can see, it's faded. That's a cool effect. For the moment the smooth scrolling is disabled, so I don't recommend using this scrolling effect without a smooth scroll enabled in the Kallyas options, general options. So moving forward, you can choose a background style. These styles are defined in the Kallyas options unlimited subheaders. Now, to be honest, I don't recommend choosing nothing or don't stressing about it, because you're probably going to cover all this with an image or a video or something else. And last, we have the bottom mask override. We have several masks right here. I'm going to save it, and as you can see, it added this bump right here, which is cool. I'm just going to remove the background for this section so you can and as you can see, it's a cool thing to have. You can place it in the center or left, and there are other masks too. Pretty much whatever you want, they all look better, so no problems about that. So last, in this last tab, we have the actual slides. You can remove these slides, you can move them around, you can clone them because perhaps you want to just replicate something. And I'm going to edit this slide. In this first example, you can basically choose the slide type, whether you want an image slide, a self-hosted video, or a YouTube video. Now there's a selector here because each one will have a different fields, different options. So this one is image. You can browse for the image. You can select the vertical position where the image should start. I mean, if this image is much bigger than this height right here, you will have, it's obvious that a part of it will be hidden. So you can select where the the image should start. From the bottom should be lined to the center or from the bottom. And you can add a colored overlay, a horizontal one, a vertical gradient, or no colored overlay at all, or a simple color. Now, in case you're wondering how this overlay looks, I'm just going to change this to a red, powerful red, so you can see the difference. I'm going to increase the opacity of the color, and for this I'm going to leave it blue but a bit more opaque. And I'm going to close this, and you will notice the different, exactly as you can see, it's very obvious now. Like I said, you can also choose the direction of the gradient. For example, perhaps you want it vertically. It's up to you. The slider is quite powerful, and there are lots of options, so it's up to you and your imagination if you want to create something awesome. Then I will just stick for the moment for the media of this slide, so I'm going to edit the slide which has a video. Great, so this let me just move it back to the top, and as you can see we have a video right here. Good, so now we have the self-hosted video selected, and these fields have appeared. Now you may wonder why I have only the MP4 and WebM video sources. Well, that's because I don't believe in maintaining too many old browser versions. I mean, if the popularity of the video source have the browser feature, or I meant the browser, sorry. If its popularity dropped for example below 5%, I will stop supporting it. This is a sign that the user must upgrade. It's a must, and this source, for example, is for older versions of Firefox, which now supports the MP4 video source. So basically I could only add the MP4, most browsers support it, so it's up to you if you want to add the sources, or simply just link to your YouTube account to the video from your YouTube account where you can host your videos. So back to the self-hosted. Also, video poster is added, and this one is usually loaded when either the browser does not recognize the video source, or on mobiles. I know it sucks, but unfortunately it's difficult to have control of the videos on especially on iOS, so unfortunately it will be static, no video there. If you want, I can give more details. I won't try to make this video too long because it already has a lot of options, and I will just continue with the other options too. So then we have the autoplay, if you want the video to be autoplayed, the loop video, if you want to start it mute, by default is yes, the video controls, if you hover around If you hover the video, you will notice a play some player controls, simple player controls. Now uh, you will have to select a proper position for the players position. Yeah, I see it doesn't appear. I will investigate this much further. For the moment, let me just continue with the options. And again, you can select the colored overlay like I explained into the image one. And last we have the captions. Now we have 6 caption styles, and two extended captions of their main version. So this is it. Because there are I was thinking whether I should continue explaining about them. I think the best would be for you to simply edit the element and study the captions to identify them. That's because each style has other fields, other options, and so on. So I think it would be better if you can just play with these settings. And as you can see, stuff is changing here, so it really would take a lot of time to go through each one of them, when you can simply make a better idea if you just if you just look at the demo and play with it yourself. So we have just a main title, a big title, and a small title. In general, this is a big title, main title, and it's hidden here, but also some small titles. Sorry, I know it must be confusing, but like I said, it's a bit difficult to run through all of them. So then you have the slide link. If you want to link the slide to a specific URL, you can link the entire image. This by default it's selected no, but you can, like I said, you can click everywhere in the slide and it will link to your specified URL. Or if not, there are these buttons here, this see collection, shop now, see collection of, or start shopping, and so on. You can specify the entry animation or the no entry animation. You can slide from left, it will start hidden from left to right, slide from right to left, zoom in and slide from bottom. For example, this one started from right, this one from left, this one from left, this one is zoomed, and this one also from left. Now we have the positions. Now this will define the horizontal position. Now, as you can see, the center position only applies for style 5 and 6, while left or right on any slides For example, this is aligned to the left and this one is aligned to the right. You can also specify the vertical position to the middle, top or bottom. And lastly, we have the image boxes. In case you're wondering what are image boxes, they're these ones. As you can see, they're aligned to the right and they're basically just simple images with a link. And by enabling this option, you have the browse for image field and the URL field, and same for 2 and box 3. Only 3 boxes because it's a tight spot right here, so either it's maximum 3. I tried adding more, but didn't really work. So that's about it. Like I said, I'm sorry for not getting through all these styles, but like I said, they're a bit more not complicated, but it's a lot to tell about, and I would rather if you can just discover the styles and replicate the existing slides. So that's about it. If you do have questions, feel free to ask me, and if you have any troubles, feel free to subscribe to our support forums, and my colleagues will assist you. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.